The heat feels nice. Heater's off. Now I can talk without any background noise. What's up, everybody? Rob Ferretti, and guess what? We brought Bobby back. And when I say we, sort of a collective effort. I don't know, and I haven't talked to him since he's come back as to what went down to get him back. But Bobby is back in the United States, in Hackensack, New Jersey, at the Bergen County Jail. I was just eating lunch right across from there. Didn't really say hi. I don't know if I have to be on a visitors list. I don't know. But now we have to see what happens. And I spoke to my attorney that represented me on that case. It was like, I was going to call you. And everybody feels like they're dropping the news on me. Like, look at this. Remember this guy? I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to get him back forever. It's funny reading the news, right? And I know the news is BS to begin with. But like, the FBI says you're never going to escape the long dick of the law. You try, like, that's just so not how it went down. It's amazing to read, like, almost like the PR twist as to how, like, Bobby just filled with remorse, trying to get back, or like on the lam, like they dug him out of a cave or something like that in Afghanistan. No, the guy's been knocking at the embassy door, being like, hey, that's my picture on the wall, #1 most wanted. Yeah, can I come in? No. Call the FBI. They don't care. Like, so for them to now do like a victory lap, like they've captured him. And it's funny because his wife went on the Instagram account, the Bobby Conn Instagram account, and like raged for a minute. Like, this guy wrote a story saying this, and that guy wrote a story saying that. And like, it's fair, right? Like, the news is not accurate. And you sort of blame them, but you sort of don't. You think there's journalistic integrity, but some things it's just like, look, we got a press release, let's run a story on it. They don't feel the need to validate or dig deeper or go anything like, hey, FBI gave us a press release. Let's throw the announcement out there. So at the end of the day, like, he's back. That's good. It didn't really go down. They didn't capture him. He is now no longer on the most wanted list. He is now in custody, which is probably the best way of saying it. But it was at his own doing. Like, they didn't hunt him down. They weren't even really trying to hunt him down. They weren't trying to get him. But now that he's back, we have to see what happens. Now, he was under the impression when I was talking to him that they may grant him bail. Well, how could I possibly be a flight risk? I'm like, well, you left the country. But to be fair, his point is that, look, I left the country. I had no charges against me. I had a valid passport. I walked to the airport, got on an airplane, and flew like anyone else. Whether there was an investigation that has started or anything like that, they didn't freeze his passport. He didn't sneak out of the country. He just walked to Newark and flew to Dubai. So, and it's not hard if they were really looking for him. Here's the flight where he walked to Newark and flew to Dubai. So, like, it's not hard for them to track that down. They just didn't really have a desire to. Now, I want to see where this goes. He's under the impression that he's got enough evidence of all the misdeeds of everybody else that will give him leverage. I hope it does, because I can use some of that evidence in my case. But again, it's now going back and seeing, like, do you think, I don't think they're going to give him bail. They're going to say he's a flight risk, even though I can't imagine he could be a flight risk. But you know what? He ran away the first time, technically, in the jury's head or in the judge's head. So there is a concern that he's going to run away again if these things don't go his way. But also, I don't think he's really going to get a speedy trial. I don't think he's going to, like, it's been 6 years. They've got plenty of time. They got all the evidence. They got enough to charge him. I don't think they're going to rush to bring him to trial. And I think they're going to make him sit and rot for a while. So, I mean, I'll find out. I haven't heard from his attorney. I haven't heard from his wife. I haven't heard from anyone as far as updates since he's been brought back. But the good news, the short news, is ignore the news stories. Thank you, everyone who sent me the news stories. I was aware of it. But thank you for the updates. And now you know that Bobby is back in the country. He's back in Hackensack. And the hard part's done. Getting his family back over here, he did on his own, or they did on their own. And then getting him to his day in court is going to be the next one. But getting him back in the U.S. means he is now bound by the U.S. justice system. He has the right to a fair trial by jury or by judge. I don't know which he's going to end up getting. But ultimately, he's got the right to try to defend himself and defend his position and give whatever evidence supports his case as to his charges being either removed, reduced, changed. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a pretty wild ride. I stand by my contention. I'm not saying that he hasn't done something illegal. He may have made a fake document. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't have any of the documents. I don't have evidence to say either way. But do I think he was a Bernie Madoff with a fraudulent enterprise to pull money for himself to bounce? No, I don't think so. I think he fell behind in his business dealings. He was using new money to pay off old loans to try to keep everything afloat, waiting for that one windfall to hit. And it didn't hit in time for him to make good on everything. And I think that caught him up, and that's where he is now. So we'll see if I'm right. We'll see what evidence gets put forth by whoever is doing the prosecution. But I'm actually going to go to that trial. I'm going to go sit through it. I don't know if I can record it. I will. If I can, I will. But I'm going to go sit through it, and you can see how I report on this trial versus how the media is going to report on this trial. Because the media right now is just like whatever makes a good headline. And I'm not, by all means, don't take this as I'm in one corner or the other. I hope that justice is served. If people like myself, I'm a little bit better at rolling with the punches, but if people had been wronged by Bobby and they're entitled to some restitution, some justice, whatever, I hope it all happens and I hope it all works out. But the whole purpose of this is to keep you guys in the loop. I've been keeping you in the loop as to the process, and we went from fugitive, makes himself known, starts an Instagram account, to he's trying to get himself back, to he's really trying to get himself back, to now he's back. So stay tuned. You'll see more updates as they come. Rob Ferretti, signing off. So you guys are familiar with my other company, Adventure Drives, right? Well, this year we've got 2 trips coming up. One, which is starting in Seattle and ending in Jackson Hole in July. That's going up through the Canadian Rockies, coming down through Banff, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, and Grand Teton National Park. It's going to be phenomenal. Also, we're going to be going to Scotland in October. We're going to be doing Scotch distilleries, playing golf at St. Andrews if you want to do that, walking around, seeing lakes, waterfalls, driving the North Coast. It's going to be an amazing trip. Prices start as low as $2,500 per person for the shorter trip in Scotland, about double that for the longer trip in July. If you're interested in going, check out the link in the description.